Hello and welcome to the final round of the CA Staff Audi TT Sports Championship, coming at you live from around the internet and at Brands Hatch. Well, virtual Brands Hatch. Let's go live right to the action. Welcome to the stream today. As always, I'm Ben Leach with...
And I'm Doug Pennant.
Yeah, of course. We never get that right, but hey, here to
next league, mate. Next league.
League.
We'll have all the beats back and forth.
Yeah.
It'll be like professional.
Yeah.
You'll never know we started this only a month ago.
I'm just going to change us up onto the there we go, the purple UI, since we're all CA in here. Yeah, so we're back at Brands Hatch. Though we didn't broadcast the first race, which was the practice race from Brands Hatch. But we get to kind of show you guys this race today coming from Brands Hatch, so it's quite good. We're playing, it's the club circuit, so the shorter circuit at Brands. Let's take a look at the weather. 21 degrees in the air, 28 on the track, 1 km/h wind. It's sunny and dry, perfect conditions for racing, as it has been all championship. What do you reckon, Doug?
Yeah, we've been lucky with the weather in these virtual environments. It's no one's had to try out the wet tyres, no curveballs. It would be fantastic to see how the driver's abilities range in wet weather, but I think we'll have to wait until the next season for that.
Definitely. That being said, you can get a clear look out on the track if it is nice and clear and bright and sunny. So anyway, let's return to the action. I'm currently watching Alex De Rossi power around the track. He was race winner from the last race at Zandvoort circuit, pulling off a really nice win there.
Put him at a very close 4th in the championship, only 2 points adrift of Muna Yilmaz.
That's a good point, Doug. Let's bring up the championship standings.
Yeah.
So I've got them up now. You probably can't see it, Doug, but you can read along from your, as there was a big slide there that you missed because I covered the stream with the championship standings. Yep. Right. Okay.
Let's get through him.
Yeah. So we've got number 1 driver Denis Labaleski up in first place of the championship right now, leading 6 points from our second place man, the man from New Zealand, Sam Prescott. Going down to 3rd, we've got Muna Yilmaz, but only 2 points behind him in 4th is Alex De Rossi. Going down further, what were you going to say, Doug? Sorry, I cut you off.
It's quite a points gap after the top 4, like a full 22 points between Alex De Rossi and Peter Vernon in 5th.
Most definitely, yeah. It's a big gap. It could still be made up. That's being said. Peter Vernon is still within striking distance, but it does rely on basically the top 4 drivers not doing very well, which might be a bit of a wrinkle there.
We have had a couple of DNFs in this, but they are quite extraordinary circumstances. So banking on a DNF from 4 drivers 2 races in a row would be technical catastrophe.
Yes, portals to other dimensions have been opened. People have just inexplicably left the race. People have inexplicably still been in the race, but also not in the race at the same time. So it's one of those things.
Yeah. We had it was Withers in the last race who was bridging dimensions, and
yes.
Possibly time as well.
Yep, definitely. So as we go further down, Tom Constable in 6th place, leading ahead of the very unlucky Peter Brophy. Still an outstanding performance from him to get to 7th, given all of the problems he's had this season.
One of the aforementioned DNFs, not his fault in any way.
Yeah, most definitely.
and also in a more terrestrial race consequence, he's come off particularly badly from a few contact incidents, not many of which I would blame him for. I have to say,
Definitely.
he himself is a very clean, very tasteful, sensible driver.
Yeah, I think Peter Brophy's probably the cleanest driver we have out on the track, to be fair. He's a very, very, very good chap. And yeah, as we've been seeing him race, he's incredibly respectful for other people's lines and stuff. So, yeah, it'd be good to see him do well today here at Brands.
Yeah. He does drive competitively in with some very aggressive drivers. So he ends up in the vulnerable situations where people fighting for places right at the front.
Most definitely. So yeah, moving down, we've got Ian Towers. That 7th place is eluding him as he's sitting there languishing in 8th place on 107 points. Hot on his heels though, only 9 points away is David Hawkes in 9th. Good battle from those guys last race. Saw some really kind of nip and tuck moments. So it'll be interesting to see if they meet each other out on the track today and have more battles. Then moving down, we've got Stefan Koliev in 10th, and followed by Matthew Perkins and Kevin Costa, both on 70 points. Curiously. Then the 13th, Peter Tolnay, 14th, Nate Hall, 15th, Marius Anton, 16th, Laszlo Vinch, although I think Laszlo's only turned up for one race, so...
I think so. I think it would have been that first run at the Stowe.
So we missed a Laszlo, and then last race in Zandvoort was the debut of Rin Withers, so she'll be wanting to score some points today to push her above some of the other guys who haven't turned up. So let's take a look at the action out on track today.
Right. So we're following 91, Alex de Rossi.
Yeah, we're currently following Alex de Rossi. But let's go and take a look at Peter Brophy. As he powers into Paddock Hill. And we should make mention that this Brands Hatch is a track that actually has really nice corner names. So we'll once we get round a lap, we'll go on board with Peter Brophy and call out the corners, as it were. There's someone having trouble there. Number 3.
That's Belevsky.
Belevsky.
What's he up to?
Answering his phone, maybe.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that while driving.
No, definitely not.
It's
Right,
very sensible.
here we go. On board now with Peter Brophy as he comes in to Paddock Hill. Big corner, this one. You can make or break it. Up Hallwood Hill and into Druids. This is the tight right-hander here.
Druids, love it.
Yep. Coming out of there. Oh, bit of a mess on track. But coming round Graham Hill Bend then. Onto the Cooper Straight. Into Surtees. Very, very fast left-hander is Surtees. Round McLaren, which leads into Clearways, which is this corner now. And then right round onto the back, which is Clark Curve. You're seeing right here now. And back onto the start-finish straight. The club circuit here is quite short. So it's going to be interesting to see where people make their passes. As you can see, Paddock Hill is an absolutely ruthless corner.
That's turn 1, so that'll be where all the fighting happens on the start of that first lap.
Yeah, I've taken that corner, Doug, and it's not fun. If you come in too slow, you lose all your momentum. If you come in too fast, you're in the gravel.
Yeah.
You need to pick your braking point and nail it perfectly.
And even after that, once they fight their way up Hallwood Hill, they've got to remember to get on those brakes just before Druids, otherwise they're off into the trees and they'll lose any places they've made. Definitely.
Druids is also got quite a high apex on the inside, so you don't want to clip it, otherwise you might flip.
That's good to
I've
know.
seen that in the past. So, it's
So where are
definitely
So, oh, who's that?
a big slide off there.
Yeah.
Let me just see. Yeah, we can't really see because as soon as someone crashes, they just go back to the pit lane. So it's really hard to identify who's who.
Yeah. So where are the passing places on this map, on this track?
So Druids is a good passing place. Also coming down Graham Hill Bend, because you get that nice run down the hill coming out of Druids. And if you can take that one fast, you can get a good pass on there. If you've got the minerals, you can try taking people round Paddock Hill Bend. It's all about how late you brake, though. If you brake late, you can sometimes get the jump on someone who might be going a bit more cautiously. As for the back part of the circuit, Surtees, McLaren, Clearways, that you might see some passing by Clearways, but coming round Surtees and McLaren, probably not. It's just that big slowdown there around, as you can see, going around McLaren.
But then on the way around Clark Curve, you just pick up pace, pick up speed.
Yeah, you're absolutely nailing it around
all
Clark
the way
Curve.
around that.
Let's take a look at the man who is number 2 in the championship currently, Sam Prescott. Here he is, coming round McLaren now. Little bit of a tap on whoever that is. Who's number 6?
Car number 6. We don't seem to have a car number 6. So
well,
someone has changed car number, I believe.
I believe it might be Stefan Kolyev.
Yes, because we did have 2 6s, didn't we?
Yes.
2 7s. Yeah. And we'll update our records.
Yeah, we better update that, otherwise they'll be calling it all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's a very keen driver, is Sam. Always looking for the openings and really kind of racing it down to the bare bones.
We've seen some extraordinary battles between Prescott and Yilmaz in particular.
Yeah, definitely. And De Rossi as well, actually. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of battles emerge out of today's racing.
De Rossi could have been much closer to Prescott in the points if not for a particularly dicey move of Prescott right near the end of the last race.
Yeah, and a big slide round. He's just showboating at this stage.
That was a gorgeous camera angle for that.
It's not rally driving, Sam.
Could be quite fun. And Stefan, that goes for you too.
Yeah. He's just saying, well, if you could do it, I can also do it. Big slide out wide.
Yeah. 3 minutes left to practice there. They're experimenting a little, I think.
Yeah, trying to figure out which corner you can really rally drive out, as we see Nate coming out of the pits there. Let's go take a look at the man that Prescott's got to beat. It's Muna. Because if Prescott doesn't beat Muna, then Muna will probably overtake him in the championship. So there's definitely going to be some white-hot battles here today at Brands.
Well, Prescott is 8 points ahead of Muna Yilmaz, but only 6 behind Belevsky. So Prescott is an absolute contender for the title today.
Most definitely.
Now let's look at the actual times they're putting in around these laps. So Belevsky, I know, become something of a staple as an out in front, but Yilmaz and De Rossi are only 2 tenths off, and then there's another couple of tenths before the next Prescott.
Yeah.
And Peter Vernon is right there in Prescott's time. In fact, he's just overtaken.
So guys like Yilmaz and De Rossi have the advantage because they've raced this circuit before, whereas Bolevsky has not raced this circuit before with this group of drivers. So, although the laps are being put in, we'll have to see how that translates when it comes down to the race.
Yeah, because the others all have had practice of knowing when drivers are going to try and snipe your line, when they're going to try and ease you out, where the pressure will come in. And Bolevsky's going to have to learn that all on his own in that first lap. If he's putting in these kind of times, he'll be right up there at the front in the fight.
Yeah.
So he'll have to learn fast. 45 seconds to go.
That's a very tidy line round Paddock Hill there for Muna. Absolutely on it.
It's a good little bit of practice to see yet. I know, can he pull the pass coming into Druids?
That's Kolyev again.
Yeah.
Just update that.
So if we see Druids and Graham Hill Bend as a long chicane, that could indeed be where we see a lot of the overtakes, just as we did.
Most definitely. My favourite corner on this track actually is Surtees, just because you can carry so much speed around there, and you can get a really good, nice like rally drift on. But
look at them slide.
Hey. Just park it nicely in the gravel there. Excellent. We're going to qualifying now. Who's going to be first out on track? I think it might be. Just going to see who's that in front.
One of the reds, is that Muna?
Muna's the 97 car.
That looked like 99.
Yeah, that's Muna. So it's Nate out first on track. Let's go to him. That's a wide line round Druids, but it doesn't really matter. This is the outlap, so he can be as untidy as he likes to get there. That heat in those tyres.
Now he's going to have some other drivers very, very keen to get past him, and it's not if they want clean laps.
Most definitely.
I can see him perhaps feeling a little bit of pressure. Yes, who do we have chasing him there?
Let's jump off the back wing.
He's coming into his first hot lap now. Coming through the Brabham Straight.
Big slide there. That's a number 3 car. That's Bolevsky behind him. Big slide out wide.
Bolevsky knows he's got time to get a time in and improve it in case
he's out in front now, so he's got all the clean air to make his moves. I think that might be Prescott behind. Yeah, the number 5 car there. He'll not want to let Bolevsky get away with qualifying, so. So yeah, Bolevsky puts in a 49 dead. De Rossi in second. Oh no, Peter Vernon goes fastest. Yeah, De Rossi in second, Bolevsky in third. Towers up into fourth. Oh, a little bit of a nudge there on
Peter Vernon.
Number 4 car, Peter Vernon. Peter Vernon's listed as number 11 here. We've got all our numbers wrong.
He seems to be number 4 on my read. 11 I have as Rin Withers.
Oh right, I see you're looking at championship standings. I'm looking at the other page.
Ah.
So we should update both pages so that they look both the same.
I can do that.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's go take a look at Mr. Towers. Let's see how he's doing. There he is in the classic number 23 car. It's been a bit unlucky for Towers over these past few races. He's just let the little mistakes get the better of him, and just allowed himself to slide a bit, which has lost him some valuable places. But I think that if he can keep it together this race, he should be on for some good points. When he really concentrates, he can be a really good driver, I think.
I think some of the more seasoned drivers here it's getting used to the pressure, and
Most
so
definitely.
you're not panicking. You're knowing what you can rely on and then where you need to make active decisions on what you do next. And practice is the only way to do it. Time behind the wheel.
Yeah. On board now with Towers as he goes round the Graham Hill bend. Tidy line through there. He's got a clear track ahead of him, so he's got all of the best kind of conditions to pull off a really nice lap.
Now that's the sting of Surtees, because you can carry that much speed for it, but then you're right into clearways,
Definitely.
right into McLaren afterwards, and you can. Well, that's a bend as well back the other way. You've got to remember to slow down for it. As much fun as Surtees can be.
Yeah, and she's a cruel mistress, even though she's fun to drive through. Locks up round Druids, but still putting in a nice 4th place is Towers, so I think he'll do well this time. Let's take a look at Constable. Oh, Constable's just gone back in the pits. Let's not take a look at Constable. Let's take a look at Bolesky. There he
Thrilling
is.
pit action.
Shaving time out of Prescott. Only 1/10 of a second off the pace. Who's your championship favourite, Doug?
Well, as we say, I think Bolesky has proved himself, I would say, the fastest driver. But of course he hasn't won every race, and it is a close point. It is a close point set up with himself and Sam Prescott in particular. But Yilmaz and De Rossi are absolute threats still. But it's going to be hard to call. If Bolesky can hold his nerve in the combat, like in the race to race, like racer to racer action here, and not drive off like he did just there, then if he can hold his nerve on this track, then he'll be a sure in for it. But if he can't, I think Prescott will take it home.
Fair.
How about yourself?
My money is on this man, Muna Yilmaz. I think languishing down there in 3rd place, he's a bit of an underdog, but time and time again he's been shown to be a very consistent driver who doesn't crack under the pressure. So my money's on Muna.
If anything, he brings the pressure.
Exactly, he's a very, very stressful driver to have behind you.
And these track layouts, they're not easy overtakes, but he finds difficult overtakes. So I think, like as we saw him earlier in some of the practice, I think he knows how to use Druids. I think if he can hold a decent, well, that's a bit of a slide. That's not the
tidy
way
around there. Got tidy around the back of Clearways there.
Yeah, he caught it after what looked like a bit of a slide coming out of Surtees.
Yeah, he's only 1.2 tenths off the pace.
It's Prescott that has the fastest.
You can just clear this traffic.
Yeah. See that's what he's doing. He's outbraking Stefan Koliev again, actually.
Yeah.
Like outbraking him into Druids.
Good old Koliev.
And then down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend, you can just escape.
I always look forward to the second race because I always look forward to Koliev being in 1st place. because he is just such an entertaining driver to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, that second race where the top 9 are flipped is always absolute riot.
Most definitely. Be good to see. Ian Towers leading a race again if he manages to start on pole.
We had Kevin Costa leading that race as well. Like not like then his vehicle had a crash, and so sadly he couldn't enjoy it for too long.
Yeah.
The times are very good. The top 9 drivers are all within a second of each other.
It's very close. I think we're going to see a good race today.
I'm very excited.
That's if everyone doesn't bin it on Paddock Hill.
The hills do throw in a lot of curveballs on this track. Because like coming into Paddock Hill, it's like that drop is where we keep seeing a lot of people, because you come into it fast, as you were saying, you can absolutely lose it. Look at these reds, these 90 reds. That's Muna putting the pressure on Nate Hall.
Yeah, just dropping back a bit so we can get that clean air for a nice hot lap next time. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah. It's a smart move. Like it's only maybe around 3 more laps in it for Yilmaz and the others.
Most definitely. I'm just gonna relink the stream on the chat so that people can tune in. So
sure.
If you want to have a chat with yourself for a little bit, I will be back in a sec.
All right. So, for those of you watching at home, like, who are your bets on this race? Do you think Belevsky's times will pull it out? Do you think Prescott's consistency, Yilmaz's tactics? Like, we can't discount De Rossi, who's only 16 points off the lead, and in 2 races we've seen how quickly that can change. And he's been very consistent high-speed racing, yet not with the combat of Yilmaz and Prescott still. But I would say actually fewer mistakes than Belevsky, because Belevsky has lost out to a couple of his own personal mistakes, whereas De Rossi, I haven't seen the same. He's very much been in control of his own races, like unless, well, with the exception of occasionally being taken out. We should have some excellent midfield battles to look forward to as well. Like we almost always get to see some good action between Dave Hawkes and Ian Towers. Stefan Koliev again, very, very hungry. Matthew Perkins and Kevin Costa are even on points. And we know Peter Talney, after I believe some sickness kept him out of some of the previous races, is eager to find himself a place in this championship. And I think he believes is more fitting of his ability. He's in car 96. And we can't forget Tom Constable either. Like, they're in quite a solid 16 points behind Peter Vernon, and 13 points ahead of Peter Brophy. Again, a very consistent driver, but has come off quite unlucky particularly in the last round, and in some incidents. I believe when we had around 4 abreast coming around the last corners at Stanford. Whoa! That was an amazing piece of aerobatics from Nate Hall there. Oh, mark your timestamp on the stream. That's one to go look back at. We haven't seen that much car flipping around in these races, so Brands Hatch is still bringing up surprises. still excitement to be had in this league. Only these two races round Rantatch Indy Club circuit to go.
All right, I am back. Thank you, Doug.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Everything I did hear everything you said. It's all very true as well. I think it's definitely going to be in for an exciting final happening in just over a minute.
Muna has decided to relax.
Let's take a look.
The cars go by.
And number 4, Peter Vernon. Bolesky, 0.02 of a second off of Prescott.
It's rare. It's rare that Bolesky doesn't get the pole. I think the experience on this track may be paying off for Prescott and the others.
You say that, he still is second.
Indeed. It's usually... we've seen quite a lot of time where it's an absolutely unchallenged pole for Bolesky. So, well, that's an exciting omen for the race itself.
Yeah, right. So here we go, the qualifying results. Sam Prescott on pole, followed by Denislav Bolesky, Mino Yilmaz in third, Daniel Extra-Rossi in fourth, Peter Vernon in fifth, Peter Brophy in sixth, Tom Constable in seventh, along with Ian Towers in eighth, Marius Anton in ninth, Peter Tolnay in 10th, Stefan Kolyev in 11th, Nate Hall in 12th, Rin Withers in 13th, and Kevin Costa rounding out the top 40.
Marius Anton has missed a race or two, hasn't he?
He has, yes. So I believe he missed the last race due to illness.
So I expect we'll be seeing a very eager push to get that last chance.
Definitely.
Last slug of points, because he's currently in 15th in the championship. And with a qualifying time like that, he won't be happy to settle for 15th in the championship.
Certainly not. We go now into our 5-minute warm-up. It's time to get the heat in those tyres. Just familiarise yourself with the circuit for the final time before the race begins. Taking a look at Twitch chat now, Easy Worlds says Peter Vernon better win or he's let me down and I'll never forgive him. So strong words there from Easy Worlds.
The pressure is on, Peter Vernon.
Yep, most definitely. Let's take a look at Rin. There we go. In the 11 car. Having debuted last race, I'd say that Rin's doing pretty well, Doug.
I'd say as well, yeah. This is a very competitive group of cars to be racing against. And so, getting the points in, she's doing a good job. This is going to... coming in quite early, this is going to be a baptism of fire, this track. This is not an easy one.
No, definitely not. Especially with Paddock Hill there. A very tough corner. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how everyone gets round. Comes a bit quick out of Graham Hill there. Like, that corner can surprise you as well. You can go right up the embankment if you're not too careful. But the run into Surtees is very nice. And a big slide there. Oh, off into the tyres. It's okay. She's back on and rejoining.
So 2.5 minutes to go.
Let's take a look at the track map now. Out on track, just coming round Clark Curve now, we've got Bolevsky and Nate, followed by Kevin Costa, Golyev, Yilmaz, Tolnay and Withers. Everyone else opting to stay in the pits, maybe. We've got some pit lane chat. No, we don't have any pit lane chat. Disappointing.
Everyone in a pit incredibly tense coming into this race, I think. But they know it's this is the decider. It's now or never for these points. Everyone must be very focused on the job.
Let's take a look now at Peter Brophy. Here he is, coming around clearways and into Clark Curve. Very smooth driver.
And Brands Hatch is one of the oldest tracks in the history of tracks. This track was originally grass, used only for motorbikes. And the first British Grand Prix here were in 1964. It is an extraordinary amount of time ago that is.
It's a lot of history to this track. Fun fact,
56 years ago.
My brother has ridden around this track on a bicycle. Took him ages. But yeah, he used to go racing bikes for the British Supersport Championship. Well, he used to service the bikes, but yeah, they did it around at Brands. We've got a shout out here from Peter Brophy. Peter Brophy wants to shout out to his dad, Roy. Yeah, hello, Roy, if you're watching, and thanks for joining us if you're there. Hopefully, we'll see Peter do a great job today.
Here we go.
Here we go, going into race 1. Prescott on pole looks very menacing. He's got the nice run into Paddock Hill. And we're off. It's go, go, go here at Brands Hatch. Everyone's coming into Paddock. Bolewski pulls across. Muna's on the outside. Oh, and Prescott gets pushed out wide. And I think that was Peter Vernon as well.
I think we saw Nate Hall leave the ground as well. There was definitely a car flying through the air there.
Absolute carnage here on turn 1. Yeah, Prescott all the way down to 8th. He's not going to be happy with that. Bolewski leading the pack from Muna in 2nd place. Like I said earlier, Doug, never discount Muna. He's a very tenacious driver. Hungry for the points. We've got Alex De Rossi in 3rd place. Peter Brophy in 4th. Ian Towers up into 5th.
It's a chance for him.
Big slide there for Bolewski.
That's going to be a chance for Yilmaz.
And he gets him. No, they're wheel to wheel. No, he gets him. Excellent. That was a rally driver's line, that.
Yilmaz is very good at that hairpin at the top there. He's pulling away after Druids.
Absolutely brilliant driving there from Muna. De Rossi hot on Bolewski's tail, but Bolewski pulls it back round McLaren. Very quick line through there for Bolewski. As they head round Clearways and on to round Clark Curve and onto the Brabham Straight.
Now here's a job. Now we're going to see, can Bolewski get his head around Paddock Hill? That was much cleaner.
That was a much tighter line. Yeah, much better, Doug.
And you see the drive. He's right there behind Muna.
Yeah, you can really see those lines really playing to Bolewski's advantage there. Just look at him now, up behind, well, nearly in the boot of Muna there. Very nice line round Surtees. Gives him a bit of length. Oh, and Muna goes wide. But he manages to correct it just in time. Bolewski really piling on the pressure. Will he get him round Paddock Hill? I don't think he will. But we'll see if he manages to outbrake him round here now. No, Muna just has the line there. Absolutely pulling that late braking out of the bag. And
I think Bolewski was playing it safe on Paddock Wood.
yes, yeah.
Whereas Muna's not afraid of that downhill drop, that turn.
Just peers over the steering wheel and says, "Bring it on." Let's take a look. Bit of a gap opening up now. Alex De Rossi away from Peter Brophy. Oh no, but Peter's reeling him in, and then there's a bit of a gap then back to now Prescott, who's got back up to 5th place. Oh, but having a battle now with Ian Towers. Let's go to Prescott and compare the cars. This is the battle for 5th place. Very defensive driving from Ian Towers. He won't stand no messing, that boy.
Prescott's going to take the tight line, but Towers has it covered. He knows where the overtakes are in here.
Most definitely. Towers is driving very defensively right now.
A bit of a wobble there. I think he got a little bit psyched out.
Left the door open there a little bit. There's a bit of contact there, a little nudge. Towers has to kind of correct himself, but Prescott also has to correct himself. He runs into Constable. Constable's off. Tom Constable, disaster.
His bad luck continues. Down to 9th.
Constable rejoins at 9th. Big slide there for Prescott, but he manages to power slide it round. Can Towers capitalise? Probably not on this occasion. But yeah, that little nudge from Prescott was all it needed for Towers to be sent into a bit of a slide that he obviously couldn't correct there, and we saw him coming back into Tom Constable. Absolute disaster there. We've got 10 minutes of this race left. What happened there? Crazy.
I missed it. I missed everything there. The whole thing froze on me.
looked like Prescott leapfrogged into the pit lane across the barrier. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, as I said, we just got under 10 minutes of this race remaining. Muna still leading off in 1st place from Bolewski, who is trying to find a way by, but he just can't.
Oh, that's possibly his best chance yet. Can Muna recover the corner?
Muna closed that door pretty sharply. He went out wide on purpose there, I think, just so he had a better drive into Clark Curve there.
He has. He's pulling away on this sector. The rally antics continue around.
These fast power slides are excellent.
Back markers carefully getting out of the way there, I think.
I think that's Kevin Costa. This is toe-to-toe racing here.
Now De Rossi, so often we see in these frontline battles, De Rossi is there holding his line and ready for a mistake to come and drop the race in his lap. It's happened so many times.
Most definitely. De Rossi, ever the opportunist.
Closing in on another back marker, Peter Tolnay just down the road.
We've got also Peter Vernon battling in 7th place now for Ian Towers' 6th place. This is a close battle. See,
that's a move.
Yeah, can Vernon get him on the inside? No, Towers closes the door there. He's all over the back of him, trying to find a way by. Towers very defensive.
who's got the better drive going into Surtees.
Looks to be Towers. He's got a good drive out there.
So he had a very good line through there. Peter Vernon made up no ground coming around Clark Curve.
As we look back from Peter Vernon, 2 seconds, 3 seconds behind is Marius Anton, then 10 seconds behind that, Tom Constable. Absolute disaster. And Peter Vernon is by Ian Towers now. Got by him on Paddock Hill, so Towers now drops into 7th. If he can hold it, he'll have his 7th place. Let's go.
He didn't manage to keep that. He's been fighting Dave Hawkes for it. Speaking of which, I don't see Dave Hawkes. Is he not taking part in the race?
I think Dave Hawkes has turned up for this one. Unfortunate for him.
No, there's an opportunity for the likes of Collier, Perkins. Actually, no, Perkins isn't racing either today.
No, it doesn't look like it.
No, so Collier, Kevin Costa, Peter Tolnay, Nate Hall, Marius Anton, and Rim Withers. With a few absences, they can bring themselves up in this Drivers' Championship. Opportunity knocks.
Yep. Should always answer when opportunity knocks. Let's take a look. Looks like Bolewski's gotten past Muna. We missed it.
I expect Muna must have had an incident because De Rossi is right on him as well.
It couldn't have been that much of an incident. But yeah, it must have just been enough, you know, to let Bolewski by.
They've just come past Peter Tolnay. I wonder if there's perhaps some complication getting past the back marker that presented the opportunity.
Yes, possibly. I'm sure people will be showing their replays afterwards.
Coming past another back marker. That, I assume is Nate Hall. Is that car number 99? Yes, it is.
99 is Nate Hall, yeah.
He was trying to drive his race and not getting everyone else's way. It's a hard balance in this track, especially coming into Surtees. The racing line changes sides.
Most definitely. Who's that ahead? It's number 3. Oh no, that's Bolewski. Like, who's this back marker they're getting? Oh no, it's just the race leader.
Yeah.
Just under 5 minutes to go now, as Muna powers out of Druids and into Graham Hill Bed. Big roll there for what looks like, I think it was Nathan Hall. Yeah, Nate Hall with a big roll coming out of Druids.
I think that may have been him with the roll coming. It looked like he rolled earlier on this track a couple of times, right at the beginning.
It's that nasty apex on Druids is, I'm telling you, it's enough to get you rolling. Ian Towers now trying to find a way by Nate.
But Nate's not making it too hard.
Yeah, there you go. He moves to one side. Towers is through.
Continuous chase of Peter Vernon.
Tidy line round there for Nate. Excellent stuff. Let's take a look back at this battle. The second place. Ooh. Oh, it looks like it's Peter Brophy. Peter Brophy had a spin. No, it's not. Sorry, it wasn't Peter Brophy. It was Stefan Kolyev. It was Kolyev. So one of the back markers there having a bit of a spin, getting in the way of number 6.
So Peter Brophy is there on screen.
Yeah.
And
battling there with Peter Tolnay is Stefan Kolyev. So Peter Brophy we're now centering on.
So he's coming past Peter Tolnay as a back marker, so he's lapping Peter.
Yeah.
Look, 3 Peters on track. We'll do something about that.
Let's take a look back at this battle. For second place. Muna getting a little bit of a gap there now, but Prescott's looming there in the background. Like a shark at the beach. He's really looking for that fresh meat.
That's De Rossi. Like, Prescott's not. Prescott is another.
No,
We
he's
got,
in the,
we
he's
just
in
saw
the
him.
background. He's looming.
Oh.
Is Prescott. You can see he'll come onto that back straight. There he is.
Yes.
Right there.
I mean, he put in the best qualifying time, so he's definitely got a good measure of the track. Oh, that's cost Alex De Rossi there.
Yeah, I don't think unless someone makes a mistake now, I think we've got our places locked in. Maybe might be some change here if De Rossi can put in a few quick laps and get past Muna, but I don't think it's going to happen. We've got just over 2 minutes left.
Aside from this, our closest gap is Peter Vernon chasing down Peter Brophy.
The two Peters going at it tooth and nail.
2 out of the 3 Peters.
Yes, two out of 3 Peters.
It's like a scale, isn't it? How many Peters would you give this race? How many out of 3?
I'd give it. Well, I'll give it 3 out of 3 Peters because they all turned up.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting this one because Peter Vernon actually won the first 2 races at Brands Hatch when we were practicing them. So it's interesting to see he's now slipped into 6th for this race. But I guess you can't always get the time to practice these tracks through and through and know them.
De Rossi's closing in on Muna.
Well, he's got 1 minute. I think he's probably got 2 good laps left in him before we have to call this race over. So
Muna's just going to be looking to hold a stable line now. Like he knows there's not going to be any chance of any crazy moves on Belewski up front. He's just about staying on track so De Rossi doesn't catch him. We've had one change. I think that was that Peter Tolnay getting ahead of Stefan Koliev?
yes, it was.
Stefan Koliev must have had a moment because he's now 10 seconds adrift of Peter Tolnay. That must have been a right spin out.
Yeah, absolutely. He's an absolutely fantastic driver to watch, Stefan Koliev. Very spectacular. We've had 2 retirements, so it doesn't log it up on the screen, but Rim Withers and Kevin Costa have both retired.
Yeah, and Kevin Costa seems to have had trouble just locking up again and again, and Rim Withers has been beset by groceries.
Those devilish groceries, enough to make you slide off at turn 1.
Indeed. So we're race 0 now. So this is the checkered flag. Belewski comes around Clark Curve.
Belewski in first, Muna in second, De Rossi in third. Prescott, great drive after that spin, 4th place. Brophy, the 2 Peters, Brophy and Vernon 5th and 6th. Ian Towers in 7th. Let's go look at him quickly. There he is, sliding round. Marius Anton in 8th, Tom Constable in 9th. Let's see, Peter Tolnay, there he is in 10th. I think these lads still have a lap to do. Or maybe not. There you go.
No, not quite yet.
Yes, so rounding out the top 14, we have Peter Tolnay, Stefan Koliev, Nate Hall, and then Rim Withers and Kevin Costa as DNFs. Unfortunately, hopefully they'll be able to join us for race 2. Here we go into the warm-up. Stefan Koliev sinks into the floor slowly. Just testing that suspension to the max.
Can even handle negative values. Like this is, could you ask for finer craftsmanship?
Most definitely. Here we go. Nate coming out on track now. As his avatar says there, he just wants to go fast. And gone fast he has. Oh, no. That was my game lagging. There we go.
Faster than the eye could see.
Faster than the eye could see. It's Nathan.
Now this has extended Belevsky's lead over Prescott. And how many points does a second place finish get? Because I expect Muna Yilmaz will be up into second now on the points.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the points round out. I guess we will stick around on stream afterwards and find out who has won. Hopefully Just Race will update quickly and allow us to calculate that. I'm just going to check Just Race now to see whether it has updated. And the answer is no. So we might be waiting a while for these results. Maybe it will publish it all at the end of the session. We'll hang around for a minute or two after to figure it out. But
yeah, it normally does.
Yeah.
Well, if we knew how many positions it would be, I'd calculate meantime. But well, if anyone knows, then send it through. So, this being the last race of the current league, have there been any plans from the whatever counts as the CA's FIA for the next season?
Not to my knowledge there, Doug. There's been some consultations going on about whether or not to include such wondrous features as tyre wear, flags, damage, and also penalties as well for speeding in the pit lane, for bumping into other people. So there's lots of things to consider for the FIA, as we see Nate slamming into the side of, what was that, Peter Vernon?
Yep.
Yeah. Big slide. So yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens about that. There might be changes of cars, there might be changes of tracks. There's been talk about longer tracks in the mix with the shorter tracks. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely open to see where this championship is taken next.
There's lots to keep it exciting in the next round. It'd be fascinating to see the effect of penalties and damage on the races we have. Given that we've had a lot of people that have really lost out from some incidents that they didn't cause, and there might be some room for a fairer championship, and it'd be interesting to see how it affected the driving decisions as well.
Most definitely. There's certainly been some unsavoury moves in some of the earlier rounds of the championship. I'll give them that, but
Stowe was filth, let's be honest.
Stowe was absolute filth. You're right, you're not wrong there, Doug. But then again, that is a go-kart track, so
Yeah, channeling the fighting spirit of go-karts.
who's out on track now? Let's take a look at De Rossi. Here he is. Good third place for De Rossi in race 1. Let's see what he can do in race 2.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cars off the end there. Everyone's just doing their last moment drifts.
Yeah, going out of the warm-up and into race 2. Starting on pole, that looks like Thomas Constable.
It does indeed.
With Ian Towers.
No, that's Marius Anton.
Oh, it's Marius Anton.
Yes, Tom Constable once again just outside the rotated the rotated group.
The top 8. So here we go into race 2. We'll focus on Ian Towers in second place as we come round the bend into Paddock Hill for the first time in race 2. Absolute carnage. Is that no? Everyone's through cleanly, it looks like.
Someone was sideways.
May have been some lag there, Doug.
Could be.
Everyone looks to have come round there cleanly.
Marius Anton is pulling away. He's got a chance here.
I wouldn't discount Marius Anton. He's very quick when you give him a chance. Peter Vernon there taking second from Towers as they go round McLaren.
Kevin
Costa absolute disaster for Prescott. Absolutely nudged out there by Ian Towers. Tried to go for a gap that wasn't there and got punished for it.
I want to warn viewers, I think Kevin Costa is dodged into the same dimension that Rin Withers did in the last race. Jumping places and possibly haunting the track now.
Ah, well that's not good. Let's take a look. Very wide round there. Prescott goes wide, not allowing Muna to get through though. Muna stays down in 8th. Very, very close racing at the moment. Peter Vernon has managed to get by Marius Anton though and is heading off into the distance.
Ooh.
Oh, big slide there for Prescott. He's off. Absolute disaster down into 10th.
Oh, that could be his championship hopes out the window there.
Looks like it, Doug. I mean, 9th place now for Prescott. He's got to get past Peter Tolnay, Tom Constable, Mooney Yilmaz, Alex de Rossi, Danislav Baleski, Ian Towers, Marius Anton and Peter Vernon if he's in with a chance. I just don't see it happening.
No, and I don't. And Baleski's already pulled up into 4th and he's not going to stay behind Ian Towers for very long, I expect. There is something of a queue forming behind car number 23.
Yeah, but Towers, notoriously defensive driver. He will fight tooth and nail to keep everyone behind him, even if he has to take up the entire track. But no, he makes a mistake, goes wide. Baleski's through. Nearly. No. Who's going to get the drive out?
There's a bit of nudging there.
Yeah, it looks like Baleski, but Towers is there. It's going to see who's got the... No, it looks like Baleski. Oh! Alex de Rossi gets caught up in the traffic.
Oh, no.
Right down to 8th. Absolute disaster for Alex de Rossi. Rejoins in 9th place. Sam Prescott now up to 7th. Reeling everyone back in. You can see him in the background. He's like the shark at the beach again. And Muna now behind Towers. Drama in this race too. Oh, I thought that was a slide there, but it was just the lag.
Don't play with my heartstrings like that, internet.
Muna is going... He's trying to get past, trying to look for a way past Towers, but he can't get by. Towers... Oh, a bit of a slide there, cutting the corner there for Towers, but he's keeping it together.
Held the line.
Baleski goes past Marius Anton there. Let's take a look. But Marius is fighting back. He's right up there using every inch of the track to try and get past Baleski. As we see Muna come through round Surtees. Sam Prescott now back up to 6th behind Ian Towers. 2 seconds behind Ian Towers now. Tom Constable's just taken over Tom Constable here. So Tom's not going to be very pleased with that. He's going to try and see what he can do about it.
Alex de Rossi still down in 9th. Absolute casualty of that earlier incident.
Yes. So gutting for him. Gutting for Prescott as well.
Indeed. Like, catching up on Baleski now, and let alone with Baleski falling back far enough.
Unless Zalewski makes a big mistake, Doug. Yeah, you're right.
And we have seen it. We have seen it happen. And he has Peter Vernon, who is a absolute king of this track, as we've seen in past races, to get past. He's not going to make it easy.
Let's take a look at Peter Vernon now. Here he is, coming up to Druids.
But there is a question, and I'm hoping this isn't what Zalewski does. But Zalewski may well know, if he's got the points in his head, he will know that he doesn't have to win this race to win the championship.
Most definitely. So, people in the chat asking, where did Peter Vernon come in race 1? I believe it was 6th, Doug. But that doesn't matter now, as he's leading out in front of race 2.
I'm afraid I don't remember and don't have the data. There's one.
I believe it was 6th place.
I'll take your word for it. So note for next time, like for the next league, there are definite upgrades. We have plans to the metrics available to us when tracking these races.
Our infrastructure, exactly. Ian Towers, absolute disaster. He's gone down to 9th place. We didn't see it, but he must have had a bit of a slide there. The man from Staffordshire, absolutely gutting. He was doing so well. Let's take a look.
He's got Peter Brophy making the move, and Peter Brophy very out of position in 10th. How did he get there?
Must have been either a poor grid start position or... Oh no!
Oh,
Towers just cut him off.
That was not a friendly line.
There was a gap that wasn't there, I don't think. Let's take a look. This close battle now for 4th place. Sam Prescott trying to reel in Marius Anton.
This is an excellent chance for Marius Anton to rock his way up the championship standings.
Most definitely.
Is that we've seen a lot of people in the second race flip that have bottled that first. They haven't really capitalised on that starting position, but Marius Anton's made the most of it. He's held on in amongst these top tier drivers and still in 4th place. Possibly not for long though. You know, Prescott's capable. Look at that.
Straight through. Very clean pass there by Prescott. Up into 4th now. You can see Moona just coming down into Paddock Hill in our foreground here.
Oh, that's
such a rough line. Constable with a bit of a rough line there as well, actually.
They still haven't got the hang of Paddock Hill entirely.
No, it's very, as I said, very, very tough corner.
Look at that, Marius Anton is right there on his tail. It's like, if you don't want that 4th place, I'll have it back, mate. So,
so now we go and into the battle for 1st place now. Zalewski has pulled up on Vernon and is getting prepared to strike. You can see Nate just coming round Paddock Hill there in the foreground. Will he prove to be vital in this exchange? We'll find out. A lot of this kind of manoeuvring is somewhat to do with the back markers. So, if, for example, if Vernon gets past Nate very quickly, but Zalewski gets held up. Oh, but Vernon goes wide there, manages to keep his position, but he can't make too many more mistakes like that.
Yeah. He definitely lost some speed there, and that carries all the way up through Surtees. Look, Zalewski is right there. And still plenty of time for all this to happen. And a nearly 6 minutes of race.
So apparently, according to our friend on the chat, Easy Worlds, it's Peter Vernon's birthday today.
Well, what a birthday present this would be if he managed to bring home that home win.
Winning the final race of the championship would be absolute bliss for Peter Vernon on his birthday. So let's wish him the best here as he goes toe-to-toe with Zalewski. Zalewski looking for that way by. Vernon, very clean driver.
Oh, and there's some contact there. Contact.
Some content.
Content.
Bolevsky goes in front, but we'll see if you can keep it that way. Now Vernon has to go on the offensive.
That was quite an aggressive move by which Bolevsky got
Oh!
past. Oh, and
He gets
Peter
inside.
Vernon returning the favour.
Ooh, a nice bump on the inside arch, back rear, and just nuzzling his way back through. But he goes wide out of Graham Hill. Will he be able to maintain track position? No, he won't. Coming into Surtees. These guys are really hammering it around here.
That was 3 changes of position in the space of 1 lap. This still isn't over.
Certainly not.
Slight difference in the lines here. And
Wow! And Vernon sneaks past, but it's a big slide. Can he maintain? He can't. Can he make it stick round Druids, though? That's the question. Coming side by side. Bolevsky's got the run into Druids.
That is somewhere where we haven't seen a pass like that. It was outbraking him at the end of the Brabham Straight. All this, like, look who's always there. Look who's always there. There is a red mist closing in on this pair.
Yeah, they say in chat Peter Vernon will definitely need a beer after this.
What else? Alex De Rossi is within 2/10 of Tom Constable. And Tom Constable within a second of Marius Anton. We've got a 3-way battle for 5th place on the go as well.
Yeah, I don't think we can take our eyes off this white-hot battle at the front though, Doug.
No, and I think Moon is getting closer as well. He's nearly within a second.
Yes, he's pulling up onto the back of Peter Vernon there. Prescott dropping back behind. It was about 4 seconds the gap last lap. Now up to 5 seconds, so...
Oh no, his Constable had another incident. He's down in 9th.
That doesn't look good.
10th.
Yeah, let's take a quick look. Absolutely, he's come off at Paddock Hill. Absolutely gutting for Tom Constable.
Is that a retirement, do we think?
I think that's a retirement, Doug.
That is tragic.
Really bad luck for Tom Constable there.
Consistent run of bad luck in so many of these races.
As we see Ian Towers crossing the start-finish line now.
2 minutes to go. Can he pull in just over 2 seconds from Peter Tolnay? Alex De Rossi has overtaken Marius Anton, made his way back up to 5th
looks like Peter Brophy also got caught up in that spin because he's down in 9th now. A whole 9 seconds behind Ian Towers, so Towers really taking advantage of those spins. Let's go back up to the battle for first.
Although I'm not sure I don't think Peter Brophy was in the battle because it was between Marius Anton, Alex De Rossi and Tom Constable.
Yeah, it must have been an earlier mistake then from Peter Brophy.
Yeah, because he was down battling with Towers earlier in the race, but being 9 seconds behind, that does suggest another incident. 2 cameras on this.
Yeah, we need more than 2 cameras. It's absolutely white-hot racing. Peter Vernon drops behind Bolevsky by about a second now off the back of him. It's going to be tricky to pull it back with just over a minute to go.
And this is the cleanest air Bolevsky's had. This is just how he likes it. None of that argy-bargy race battling. Just give him a clean track to
definitely
put down the pace in.
Bolevsky making a statement this race with two potentially wins. We'll see how it goes in the last minute of the race.
And we have seen some drama in the last minutes before, and Mooner isn't very far behind.
That's true.
So,
you can capitalise. Prescott drops now 6 seconds behind Mooner. I don't think he's going to catch him at all with 30 seconds to go. But,
barring any absolute catastrophes, I think we may well have our finishing line up.
Most definitely. I see Nate getting off the track there.
Well out of the way.
Let these guys through.
Looks like we're going to have just one more lap.
Yeah, we got one more lap of the race now.
Final lap of the championship.
Chat says that Bolesky clearly didn't get the birthday message. He's in it to win it. Big slide there from Peter Brophy.
Oh no!
Muna goes through.
Vernon.
Oh, sorry, Peter Vernon. There's too many Peters. I apologise there for everyone.
Oh, can happen on that last lap, just as we were saying. Oh dear, Peter.
Absolute
Vernon.
disaster for Peter Vernon, but still, he's primed for a podium position, so that's good. So you got to look at all. You got to always look on the bright side of everything.
Here it is, Bolesky bringing it home.
So yeah, Bolesky brings it home in first place. Then we've got Muna in second. Peter Vernon, unfortunate there, but third place. Happy birthday, Peter. Sam Prescott in fourth place.
Not far behind in the end.
Alex De Rossi in fifth. Really brought it back. Marius Anton in sixth. Peter Tolnay in seventh, followed by Ian Towers in eighth. Hey, Towers. Peter Brophy coming in ninth place, with Kolyev bringing it in for 10th. Nate Hall looks to be 11th, with obviously retirement from Kevin Costa, and Tom Constable, really unfortunate for him. Absolute disaster in this final race.
Bolesky just drops that fastest lap as well. Yeah. So that's the lot.
Just to put the exclamation point in. Well, I think we know who our winner is of the championship. I think that's probably Bolesky.
Indeed.
Winning both of these races today means that he has basically just made his lead even bigger. Let's see if... No, the standings haven't updated yet, so we... I guess once the race leaves the race thing, it will update and we can see who's actually won.
Now Bolesky almost had every slice of the victory today. Like 2 race wins, fastest lap and championship. We must notice Alex De Rossi had fastest lap in that second to last race. Just one puncture in the whitewash.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very unlucky for several of our drivers. I mean, Brands is a tight circuit, but yeah, those just a few spins really kind of put the damper on people. Really bad luck for Alex De Rossi and Sam Prescott, who both suffered spins this time around. Let's just see if we've been posted some results so we can announce who's won. No, we've not been posted any results, so we can't figure out who's won.
Well, we can share them up when they come up, and we can share them in the...
Yes, we will.
Them on the channels.
We will put the channels up, or we'll put the winning results up on Facebook and up on Twitter, and up on the CA staff Discord as well. So yeah, thanks for joining us for this CA staff Audi TT Sport Championship final round at Brands. I've been Ben Leach.
I've been Doug Pennant.
And thank you for watching.